Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, we're going to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who teach them real well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect and the 1/3 and the 12 tribes of Israel, which includes you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you Israelite foreigners. Right?
Those that look like the heathen, but their seed sperm line sends back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yeah, Khan.
You're an Israelite.
Yeah, you're an Israelite. So this truth is for you, right? And it says right here, Elon Musk, Neuralink, planning mass rollout of brain chips. And for those of you who don't know, this is the mark of the beast, man. The RFID microchip, the Neuralink, these are all forms of the mark of the beast. Through the spirit, power of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, we were able to basically receive that, knowledge and wisdom, understanding, and prophecy to be able to warn people, right? Because it says right here, Elon Musk, Neuralink planning mass rollout of brain chips. And actually, as we were talking about that, and as we were watching the brother Amwan Gabar's lesson, right? As we were watching this lesson that I'm going to put up in a second, we saw a license plate with 666, right? So that's an omen right there. That's a sign. You're showing, right when they were talking about 6G, right? The 6G frequency. As soon as he mentions it, we see a license plate that says 666. You're going to be seeing, you might start seeing a lot of 666. We just saw one. I just saw another one right there. You might start seeing that come out, right? Because it might be a warning from the Lord showing that time is coming, right? While these people are celebrating New Year's, celebrating their fucking woman anniversary, or we're trying to prophesy the downfall of this man's fucking society, right? So I'm going to play the clip real quick.
I was a leader on 5G getting that done. And now they're up to 6.
Let's do it again.
What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin?
And now you have one of the big
So he says 6. It gives you a little deeper view into somebody's skin. That sounds like wordplay to me. You know what I'm saying? What's going under the skin? That Motb. And if 6G, which is a frequency, you know what I'm saying, it's a signaling frequency, just like how we had 4G, 5G, 3G, and shit like that. Now we up to 6G. So what is that all about? Is that going to be the level of waves, frequencies needed to get this thing on board? Needed for people to have a faster transaction when it comes to, commerce, buying and with the hand, the wave of the hand, the microchip, all right? You know what I'm saying? Hey, that time is coming. You people going to see that GMS from the apostles on down.
And this is the book of Revelation 13:16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Right? What did DJT talk about? He said, what you're gonna be able to get a look under your skin, right? He mentioned that. So what, man? If you go back to the latest White House report, they literally said that in their report they mentioned implantables and implantable technologies, right? And that's what this devil is starting to experiment with now. And it's you got anything?
I was gonna say, the devil knows, but he has it but a short time.
Yeah.
So this is why he's pushing a lot faster, and the Lord is speeding up time.
He's gonna speed things up. Yeah.
What is hastening the day?
Yeah.
We're waiting for the Lord to come back and restore this place, and in doing so, man, that he's gonna allow Esau and Edom, to push forth their agenda, so that we can end up coming closer to the day of the Lord, his return.
And we know that a lot of these fucking idiots are gonna take that chip because they're gonna have a fear of missing out or fear of being left behind, right? That's why these people. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring out this article. It says Meta chief AI Alexander Wang says we'll have kids only after Elon Musk Neuralink, and this idiot basically believes that the Neuralink will make his kids smarter. If he gives it to them early on, right? So people are gonna what? They're gonna start giving you options. If you give this to your kid, he'll have a good future. He'll be smarter.
And what does the scripture say? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's in the book of the Corinthians, the 2nd chapter. Be not ignorant of Satan's devices.
Yeah.
This is one of his many devices that he's using to manipulate the masses. And, this is why, the elect are going to be able to obtain this knowledge and information to be able to discern the prophecies and what's to come. But the rest are going to be blinded. They're going to, succumb to, the devil's tricks.
A lot of these people aren't going to even, have any second thoughts.
They're willing to take it because the Lord, marked them for destruction. And, this is why it's so imperative during these times, man, to be, wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, and to, go on and preach to the house of Israel, man, compelling those to come in and receive the knowledge and understanding before the doors close, because we're supposed to be watchmen.
That's why the scriptures say, but ye be doers of the word, not just hearers, right?
The Lord's not dealing with these people that know about the prophecies. They're able-bodied. They're able to teach, but they're sitting on the sidelines like a wallflower, not waking up their people, man.
Yeah, if the Lord put the spirit on you to tell somebody, don't take that chip, you're going to tell them, don't fucking take that chip.
Yeah.
Right?
Because then the blood's going to be on your hands.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're over here just doing fucking nothing, well, we're in the end. It's pretty obvious we're in the end, man.
We are at the end, and a lot of people don't want to admit that. They don't want to see that. They still want to hold on in some way, and that's your flesh, man. And the scriptures in second address speak about letting go of mortal thoughts. These mortal thoughts, man, corrupt your mind, man.
Yeah.
They just hold you back.
The scriptures say they choke the word, So what happens is these fucking distractions, you're gonna get caught up in what these heathens are doing, man.
And you're
fuck
gonna
them.
You're gonna start seeing friends, family members, and even it might come down to if your woman's not in the faith and you're having this woman straddling around behind you, you're dealing with her, she's angry at you one day, happy at you the next. She's just like an unstable woman. She might succumb to the devil's schemes and take the chip.
Yeah.
And, maybe even make your kids take it, and you're gonna be put forth with that temptation, but the Lord's not going to give you anything that you're not able to handle, man. You have to cleave onto the Lord. Scriptures in the Sirach, chapter 4, verse 28. When thou comest to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in that time of trouble, and cleave onto him. Roughly paraphrasing. So you have to cleave onto the Lord, especially during this last moment, man, because there's temptation everywhere, man. And Satan is, trying to prowl like a roaring lion, seeking to whom he may devour.
Yeah.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8 speaks about.
That's another 66 right there. We saw, that these are signs, man. What's it called? Because we're the only if you're under the if you're listening to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, you would be telling people that the mark of the beast is this RFID chip technology, right? And we're some of the only people telling people this, right? Other camps are telling you that it's sin, that it's sleeping with a white woman, not keeping the law, and we're just gonna warn you, because we always warn people. That is not the mark of the beast, man.
Bring out Luke 17 and 2.
Yeah.
Talks.
It says Luke 17 and 2. It would be better for them to be thrown into the sea with a millstone tied around their neck than to cause one of these little ones to stumble. And what do those little ones go back to? What? The Lord's children, right?
The babes, man. There's faith.
The Israelites, man, right?
There's a lot of Israelites on the milk still. They're still babies, newborn babies, and as prophets, we're responsible, man, for teaching this truth directly and correctly. And as the book of Titus, I believe, chapter 2, verse 10, if I'm not mistaken, speak according to sound doctrine.
That's what you got a lot of false prophets, that similar to the days of Jeremiah, right? Because they'll mix in truths with lies, right? That's why the scriptures say in the book of Galatians, right? It says a little leaveneth the whole lump, right? So they might mix a little bit of lies in what they have to say, right? And then everybody starts believing it, right? So you gotta, and mind you, these people, they'll be very, their words are like smooth like butter, right? So
Soldiers of lies.
So yeah. So like, they might use proper vocabulary, might right? They might speak a certain way. They might have good good grammar, a good convincing voice, but they're fucking lying ass devils, man. We know a lot of people like that. You know what I'm saying?
And
they're just here to fucking cause people to stumble, right?
As iron rusted, so does
his wickedness.
And this is why it's very important to pray for the spirit of wisdom and discernment, because these false prophets are going around like wolves in sheep's clothing, and ultimately, man, they're Jude 1 and 4s, man. Many men corrupted unawares, and it was their condemnation to
they were turning the grace of Yahweh into lasciviousness.
Yes.
Right, so they were using this this truth to basically just fulfill their own lust, right? To just get what they need and then get out at the expense of causing other people to stumble, right?
And you could see that the clear difference, man, between the typical Christian pastor that's not teaching anything prophetic at all.
No.
We're in the last fucking days, and this guy's still dancing around and kumbayaing and saying that the lamest shit that he can possibly say. He is bringing out some precepts. He is speaking, the words of the precepts, but when it comes down to him breaking things down, he cannot do that, man, because he hasn't been given that knowledge and understanding.
That's why a little leaven it's a whole lump. You know what I'm saying? So it's because they might say a couple of true things, but they throw out some lies. To fuck them. You know what I'm saying?
And this is the clear distinction that we can see between Christian pastors, these Israelite camps, man, that are not following sound doctrine such as IUIC, ISUPK,
WFI,
GOCC. All these camps are speaking, some truths. They're saying some things that are true.
Well, a lot of them, they took that Judas bag, right?
They took that Judas bag. This is why you see Genesis, not even around for a year, and then they're switching their doctrine, and then they change their camp, their TCG ministries, whatever the fuck.
Can I say something? And that's why you had that guy, Captain Tazariak, right? Which is a fucking idiot anyway. But this guy's basically two people asked him about the mark of the beast, and he just changed the topic. That's how these devils were basically they were paid off not to talk about these things.
It's funny, man, because the Lord does things in very mysterious ways, and he could have been doing that to publicly show how much of a false teacher this man is. And this is why it's vital. It is vital to take heed and wear up the footsteps of thy elders, as the book of Ecclesiasticus speaks about, man. If you see an elder that has knowledge, you're supposed to wear out his footstep and come to him to learn it, man, and take heed. There's an order to things, man. You can't be one of them rogue Israelites that you find out, I'm in the truth, tribe of Judah, yeah, and then you just go around and take bits and pieces of whoever you want to watch, whoever feels good to your spirit. Because we know a lot of individuals like that, man. They're these rogue solo dolo Israelites, man.
Yeah, they're mixing doctrines,
man. That's wicked as well, man. The Lord's not dealing with that. This is why you have to take heed under sound doctrine and come under the apostles and elders like Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well in sincerity and charity, because they're doing this out of the goodness of their spirit, man, as works, man, because faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
And they're not making money.
441. Yeah, and you don't see these other guys, they have their channels monetized, right? They got their how you say it? They're selling them merchandise.
Courses. They got the
courses,
private
packages.
Subscribe for these extra breakdowns. Doesn't the scriptures say buy the truth and not sell it?
Yeah.
So if you have this knowledge and understanding, you're supposed to give it freely, and by that, you're supposed to teach and push out these lessons, man, and do the work of the Lord.
Because what is this Federal Reserve dollar bill gonna fucking do for you in the last days, right? That's why the scriptures say, riches profit not in the day of calamity, right?
Scriptures also say, store up thy treasures in heaven, where moth thou corrupt and thieves break in and steal. So, we're not sowing onto this carnal earth, man, to get a fucking dollar that's gonna go to shit soon.
Yeah.
Not gonna even be worth anything. And you fucking niggas, man, you fake ass these false teachers, man, these other camps, these guys are getting, whatever money they're getting out of the bag to teach false doctrine. That's not gonna be worth shit soon, man.
They're teaching, just to stay on point. They're basically, they're teaching that the mark of the beast is something completely different, right? And I'm gonna bring out this article right here, just to, boost your brother's faith, right? So it says right here, and here's another article. It says, Neuralink eyes high volume brain chip production, Elon Musk reveals, right? And it says right here, Elon Musk says Neuralink will ramp up production of brain implants in 2026. So that's it, man. We don't. The Lord is revealing, His secrets unto His servants, prophets, right? So if and we've been saying this, right? And we've been very patient, and we've been saying this for years, and now it's coming out to where they're publicly giving this to people. They're giving people trials. Soon they're gonna put on the fucking, make it a surgical procedure. Yeah. Who knows how the fuck this devil's gonna do it?
You can't turn your blind eye, man. It's right here. You can't say, "Oh, you guys are conspiracy theorists. What are you talking about?" It's right in your fucking face.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been telling this to people for years now. For years. Man. And now it's finally actually breaking out in the headlines, just in a different way. Like you said, Satan, he masquerades himself as an angel of light,
and being not ignorant of his devices.
And this devil, this is exactly what he's fucking doing, man.
And you're gonna start seeing
people get that fear of missing out.
And on top of that, you're gonna start seeing people in comments, bot accounts, and people, celebrities, endorsements, athletes being paid off to say that it worked marvelous wonders for them, or it helped them, or helped their family members that were paralyzed, or their sick mother.
Don't be surprised when Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, fucking Will
puppets,
Smith,
man. These fucking coons,
Lionel Messi, all these fucking guys, start fucking talking about the chip.
But doesn't
because the whole world is gonna know about this. These people have a lot of influence, man. They're gonna fucking take that shit, man.
And you don't think Esau is gonna use them, man? He's gonna put a gun in their head and say, if you don't say this or you don't endorse this, we're gonna kill you.
Yep.
You don't think these people are being monitored already? Maybe some of them already even have it, and you don't even know. But I'm speaking as a man here, and this is why you got to be able to have your eyes on a swivel, man. Be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. You got to be able to have the discernment to take heed and know that even your family members and close people around you will most likely take this, man. If they're not in the truth, they're most likely going to take this unless the Lord is just having mercy on them.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, Colin. Let me bring something out real quick. Okay, we got it right here. Isaiah 8:20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. Yeah. Right. So these people, man, they don't got that. They don't got that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right. If they're speaking about Catholicism and fucking Buddhism and crystals and all this fucking nonsense, man, fuck them. You have to have the spirit of, these people are gonna die, man. You have to be fucking okay with that.
Because the men of the Lord that are sincere are keeping their eyes single, and therefore their whole body's gonna be full of light. But theirs that keep their eye full of darkness, these people preaching false doctrine, they're teaching the scriptures incorrectly. Their whole body's full of darkness, man. Everything that they're sowing is gonna be done in vain. Okay.
And that's why the scriptures say what? Pride goes before destruction. Because we know these fucking devils that have literally, with a straight face, have prophesied incorrectly the breakdown of the Motb, breaking down incorrectly. And they are too prideful to admit that they were even wrong.
Nathaniel from IUIC.
Right.
Zariak.
So this Edomite guy that we fucking knew.
Yeah.
Right? John Truth.
Fuck that guy,
fuck that guy, man.
Shalak Rayam Shapatyam on John Truth.
Yeah.
Fucking, whatever. He's not even John Truth, but he's just Edomite, the fucking beast.
Yeah. The cave dweller, man.
Cave dweller beast. That goes around and teaches that and preaches in that false name.
Yeah. Fuck these people, man. The Lord's gonna start doing even more crazy judgments. Unimaginable judgments.
Spectacular
in very creative, different ways, and that's a great thing, man. Because we're finally seeing the downfall of our fucking enemy.
And the Lord's very creative, man. He does things in very specific and spiritual ways. You start to see the judgments online on Instagram, these people are dying in the most brutal fashions that only the Lord could intricate.
Yeah.
Only the Lord could, prepare together.
You got 10 bullets fly and hit nobody except for one person. That's, like, if you don't believe that's from the Lord, man, you don't have the eyes to see that, man.
Everything's ordained by the Lord.
Yeah.
He decides when a sparrow drops. He has to ordain that,
Yeah.
So that's the thing, man. You gotta understand, man, that we're only here for a short moment, and we gotta continue to just push and march forward, man. Don't get caught up. Your fucking woman, okay, your kid. These people might end up taking the chip and fucking getting marked, man, for destruction.
And fuck them.
Fuck, seriously, fuck 'em.
You can't.
We're on Titus 3:10.
Yeah, this is the book of Titus 3:10, and it says, Titus 3:10, if a man is a heretic, after the first and second admonition, reject him. Right? So these people, if they're saying that if they don't believe the words that we're saying, and they pretend to listen, right, and then just completely ignore us, their actions show otherwise, right, and most importantly, they don't hearken onto this this prophecy. Fuck them, man. The Lord's not dealing with them, man. The Lord's tired of these fucking people playing games. Because what does the elder apostle Dahar say? I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he said you can play with your woman, you can play video games, right? But you can't play with this truth, right?
This truth is not for you to pick and choose what you can, you're gonna break down and teach. You can't change the truth, man. You can't switch these scriptures around to appeal the way you want to, man. This word is alive and active, sharper than any two-edged sword.
Yep.
As the book of Hebrews 4:12 speaks about. So you gotta speak this properly, directly, and orderly, man. There's no time to just be saying what you think, man. And I'm speaking for all you solo dolo Israelites out there, man, that want to go based off your own doctrine. Those let me fix my own doctrine Israelites.
Yeah. It's like throwing darts at a fucking like a dartboard with a blindfold. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know if they're gonna hit.
These dreadhead Israelites, man.
You want to make sure you're complete. You're in the 144% truth.
Yeah.
And that's why it says here, if a man is a heretic after the first and second admonition, reject him, right? Which means what? We're gonna tell you only once, man.
Once or twice.
And twice max.
And we'll
after that, it's just counting. It's just you're casting your pearls amongst the swine, and
you gotta test the spirit, try the spirit. There might be some individuals that you can tell they receive it, but they just need a little bit of time to kind of soak it in, compared to somebody that's just scoffing and mocking from the jump. You can use that discretion.
Just to wrap things up, right? The mark of the beast is one of the main things you want to warn people about. You don't want to really go, because a lot of people they start breaking down for 8 hours, every law and
Sabbath
and
all that.
But these people, the main thing they need to know, man, is that do not take that mark of the beast, RFID microchip / Neuralink, right? And it's gonna come in a bunch of different forms and names, but it is an implantable charagma device.
In order to buy or sell.
Yeah.
To partake in Esau's new system. And that basically, you're signing yourself over to Esau, and you're basically telling yourself, I want to give my body over to him, to be controlled and manipulated like a fucking animal, like a slave. You're just a number at that point, And that means that you're not trusting and having faith in the Lord ultimately, man. You're just falling to the devil's tricks. So that's the most important thing, man. You got to pray to the Lord with faith and call on the name of Yahweh and His only begotten Son Yahweh Shai during this hour of temptation in order to resist the devil.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all I have to say.
That's all I got. With that being said, we're going to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders we learned this truth from Great Millstone that we learned this truth from. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect and the 1/3. Shalom.
Shalom.